Welcome to this recording on how to achieve the APC Valuation Competency. I'm John Faulkner, FRICS, and the Director of JFPC Limited and the trainer for the JFPC Valuation School. If you want to know more about me, please view my introduction video. Let's have a look at the APC competencies in general. All level 1s are knowledge and understanding. Level 2s are the application of knowledge and understanding, in simple terms, doing it. And all level 3s are giving reasoned advice and showing depth of knowledge. The JFPC Valuation School gives you the knowledge and develops your understanding to achieve level 1. You must have the experience to achieve level 2 and level 3. Let us have a look at the valuation competency requirements from the pathway guides that were updated in 2025. There is no difference in the competency definitions between the 2025 version and the 2018 version, although there is some slight variations in the examples of how the competencies can be achieved. Level 1 states, demonstrate knowledge and understanding of the purposes for which valuations are undertaken, the relevant valuation methods and techniques, the appropriate standards and guidance, and any relevant statutory or mandatory requirements for valuation work in your area of practice. Area of practice meaning, are you residential, are you commercial, or are you rural? If you're commercial, are you primarily retail, office, or industrial and warehousing? There are 3 elements to the level 1 competency definition. Firstly, the appropriate standards and guidance / relevant statutory or mandatory requirements for valuation work. This is the Red Books, both global and UK. This is covered in Valuation School Module 1. Secondly, there is the valuation methods. There are 5 conventional methods of valuation which are covered in Valuation School Module 2. And thirdly, we have investment valuation techniques, both growth implicit and explicit, that are contained in Valuation School Module 3. The 2025 definition of Level 2. Demonstrate practical competence in undertaking both capital and rental valuations and detailed involvement with the preparation and presentation of reports for clients and senior managers. See Note 1 below. Demonstrate your ability to use valuation methods, see Note 2 later, and techniques appropriate to your area of practice. Show how the relevant valuation standards, guidance and law have been applied to your valuation experience and area of practice. So Note 1. Senior managers is only stated in the Valuation Pathway Guide and not in any other. I can only conclude that this is an oversight by RICS, and in my opinion, senior managers should be included in all of the Pathway Guide definitions. So Level 2 clearly states that you've got to undertake both capital and rental valuations. Now we undertake capital valuations for purchase and for sale, for secured lending, for inclusion in financial statements, most commonly company accounts, for statutory purposes such as compulsory purchase or leasehold enfranchisement, and sometimes a client will want a valuation purely for their internal purposes. Now, it doesn't matter why you're undertaking a valuation. The valuation process is the same. We've got to agree terms of engagement, we inspect, we measure, we carry out enquiries, we assemble and analyse comparables, we produce the valuation calculations, and then we report. So to repeat, it doesn't matter for which one of these purposes you've undertaken a valuation, the valuation process is the same. For rental valuations, we undertake rental valuations for leasing and for letting, for rent review and lease renewal, for rating, and usually as part of a capital valuation, we're asked to provide an opinion of market rent. And the same as for capital valuations, it doesn't matter why you're undertaking a rental valuation, the process is the same. Obviously, when we're undertaking valuations for lease renewal or for rating, we've got legislation to adhere to, and if we're undertaking a rental valuation for rent review, we've got to do this in accordance with the requirements of the lease. Level 3 Competency Definition 2025. Be responsible for the preparation of formal valuation reports under proper supervision and provide reasoned advice. Produce reasoned valuation advice in a range of forms on a range of property types, valuation purposes and valuation methods. See Note 2 on the next slide. Demonstrate a thorough knowledge of the appropriate valuation standards and guidance and how they are applied when providing advice to clients and others. See Notes 3, 4 and 5 on the next slide. Notes 2, 3, 4 and 5. Note 2. Level 2 and Level 3 clearly state valuation methods, the plural. The advice that I've been giving for many years now is that experience in 3 methods is advisable. No one's told me I'm right, but then again, no one's told me I'm wrong. However, a lot of people have passed the APC based on this advice. Note 3. And others is only stated in the Valuation Pathway Guide and not in any other. Again, I can only conclude that this is an oversight by RICS, as, in my opinion, and others should be included in all the pathway guides. Note 4. Level 3 is distinguished from Level 2 by the amount and the complexity of valuations. If you've only carried out a few relatively simple valuations, stick to Level 2. However, if you've carried out quite a few valuations with some complexity, you can aim to achieve Level 3. Note 5. There are some variations in the pathway guides in the examples of how to achieve the competency levels, most noticeably between commercial and residential. Please read carefully your pathway guide. The 2018 APC Requirements and Competencies Guide introduced the Loan Security Valuation Competency, and this is also contained in the 2025 Pathway Guides. The competency description states, this competency covers valuation for the specific purpose of loan security in accordance with RICS Valuation Global Standards, Red Book Global Standards for residential or commercial property. Please note, the requirements for all three levels are additional to that of the valuation competency. Also from pre-2018, we have valuation of business and intangible assets, and also valuation reporting and research. Now this competency is only appropriate for those candidates who are working or have been working in a valuation research department, either in a private firm or maybe in a higher education institute. Please note that under the 2018 pathways, there is now a loan security valuation competency, which states this competency covers valuation for the specific purpose of loan security in accordance with the valuation standards, the Red Book, for residential or commercial property. So if you're undertaking valuations generally, but within that valuation experience, you're undertaking loan security valuations, you can get two competencies out of it. Also, from the pre-2018 pathway guides, and also included in the 2018 pathway guides, we've got valuation of business and intangible assets. So as the name suggests, this is for business valuation. And we've also got valuation reporting and research. So this competency would not be applicable for the vast majority of APC candidates. This is for those candidates who are working usually for a big firm, who have a research department, and the firm produces periodic market reports. So as an APC candidate, you're involved in doing the research, analysing the details that you find, and reporting accordingly. RICS mandatory requirements and guidance. You've got to be familiar with everything that RICS has published on all of the competencies that you're declaring. For valuation, the primary publication is the RICS Valuation Global Standards, known commonly as the Red Book. This was issued in December 2024 and is effective from the 31st of January 2025. So the Global Red Book is supplemented by the RICS Valuation Global Standards UK National Supplement, commonly referred to as the UK Red Book. Issued in October 2023 and is effective from the 1st of May 2024. It was reissued in January 2025 to align its references with the updated global standards. Please note that RICS publishes many documents that have a different status. We've got the RICS Professional Statement that has the abbreviation PS. So a professional statement imposes mandatory requirements for RICS members and regulated firms. There is the RICS Guidance Note with the abbreviation GN. This provides users with recommendations or an approach for accepted good practice. Compliance is not mandatory. We also have RICS Practice Information. This is to support the practice, knowledge and performance of RICS members and regulated firms. And, just like the guidance note, compliance is not mandatory. So for valuation, in addition to the global and UK Red Books, we also have the following RICS publications. Comparable Evidence in Real Estate Valuation, first edition, effective 9th of October 2019, a guidance note. Depreciated Replacement Cost Method of Valuation for Financial Reporting, first edition, November 2018, a guidance note. Discounted Cash Flow Valuations, November 2023. This is RICS practice information. Another guidance note, Environmental Risks and Global Real Estate first edition, effective 1st of December 2018. Measurement is a separate core competency in the commercial real estate, residential and valuation pathways, but measurement is integral to valuation. So we must have knowledge and understanding of the RICS Code of Measuring Practice 6th edition 2015, which is a guidance note. The 7th edition is to be published in 2026, so watch this space. We have the International Property Measurement Standards, All Buildings 2023, which is not an RICS publication, but the Red Book makes reference to it. Valuation of Development Property, first edition, effective 1st of February 2020, a guidance note. A Professional Statement, Sustainability and ESG in Commercial Property Valuation and Strategic Advice, third edition, effective 31st of January 2022. This is also essential reading for the achievement of the sustainability competency. Please note that all the mentioned publications can be downloaded free of charge from the RICS website. They can also be found on iServe. Now, it's probably easier to find them on iServe than it is on the RICS website. Now, this concludes this presentation on how to achieve the valuation competency.